At the end of Revi, the Torah commands us, "Ba'anshe kodesh tiyunli, you shall be a sacred people. Uvasar BaSadeh Treifah lo tochelu, you shall not eat meat of a devoured animal in the field, lekelev tashlichunoto, but rather cast it away to the dogs." It is this pasuk which is the biblical source of the prohibition of eating treifah, meat which came from an otherwise kosher animal but was mortally wounded or was ill and therefore died. But why does the Torah introduce this particular prohibition of eating treifah meat with the admonition that we must be anshe kodesh, sacred people? What's the connection between the laws of treifah and our calling to become a sacred nation? The Ramban explains that non-kosher meat, treifah meat, like other prohibited foods, has an effect on a person's soul. And therefore, this prohibition serves to preserve our potential for Kedusha. It's because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be Anshe Kodesh that he requires that we distance ourselves from forbidden foods such as treifah meat, which hamper our ability to achieve holiness. And yet Rabbi David Silverberg of Yeshivat Har Etzion suggested an alternative explanation of this pasuk, focusing on the fact that it's ubasar b'savdeh treifah, that you should not eat meat of a devoured animal in the field. Why does it say in the field? True, it might be the natural place that a person would come across the carcass of an animal that had been killed by another animal or that had died because of some wound. And yet he suggests that what the Torah is focusing upon here is Basar BaSadeh Treifah, is that a person happens upon that carcass. And unlike the animals of the field, we need to understand that we don't just eat things that are there haphazardly or by impulse, but rather we are a more sacred people. We are a people of greater, elevated actions. It's the Basar BaSadeh Treifah. It's that image of being in a field and just devouring meat because it happens to be there that would ultimately contradict our Anshe Kodesh, our ability to be sacred people. How we behave, how we act, even how we eat defines who we are. And therefore, the Basar Treifah, according to the Ramban, is prohibited because it impacts the soul. The Basar BaSadeh Treifah is prohibited because it's not the elevated action of a human being, but an animal who would eat food such as that.